In this video, I want to show you something really, really cool. I've been searching for lists for a number of years, looking for free lists, trying to pull lists from all these different places in North Carolina. And the problem is that some software companies, such as if you buy a list from Batch Leads or any of the other services where you get leads from, a lot of times it's old data. It's not straight from the county website. So I'm like, why should I just go to the middleman and I should go straight to where the source is, right? So in this video, I'll show you how to find free leads to North Carolina. They are the most up-to-date leads that you can get, as far as I know, because it comes straight from the county GIS information. And without further ado, let's get started. All right, in North Carolina, there's 100 counties in North Carolina. So in every one of those counties, they have a separate GIS. If you know anything about GIS information, which is basically that's where when everything gets recorded at the Registry of Deeds in that county, everything gets registered and it gets updated on the GIS. The GIS information, you can get it through the county. Usually if you go to the county, whatever county you're looking for, you type in whatever the name of that county, and then under the drop downs there's usually a button there. It'll say GIS. GIS information basically collects all the data that you need for that parcel most of the time, depending on the state. So anyway, I can talk more about that, but you want to find free lists for North Carolina. So the first thing we need to do is figure out who you are. So when you're talking to people, you need to figure out, instead of saying I'm a wholesaler, I'll do commercial, I'll do whatever. You can just say, if you're talking to someone either you're buying land or you're selling land, you're a land acquisition specialist. It's very nice. It's got a good ring to it. Land acquisition specialist, as opposed to I'm finding some land for somebody, or I work for this company and we're trying to track down land. Just say you're a vacant land acquisition. You're a land acquisition specialist. That's what I would say. If you're looking for like residential homes, I would say in this thing here, basically you would just say I am a residential homes, or just basically a home acquisition specialist. Commercial, same thing. Just say I am a commercial acquisition specialist. It's a fancy title, as opposed to I'm a wholesaler, or I'm trying to work with this guy to help that dude to help another dude. So just basically to make it sound better, you're an acquisition specialist. Okay, let's get that straight. So the first thing you'll need is a computer. If you are on your phone, I would suggest get your laptop and use a desktop to be able to do this, because I haven't run it through the phone to see if it actually works the way that I'm pulling data, and it's also much more pain in the butt to do it. So what you'll need: computer, internet. Now, this is some free software you can download. It's QGIS. It's some free software. I'll show you where you can find it. You download it, install it, and now you're able to, whenever I show you where to get your list from, you can open it in QGIS, and then you can export that data into an Excel spreadsheet, or you can open it up into Sheets, Google Sheets. So, and down below I've got Excel or Google Sheets. Okay, next step. All right, so what we're going to do is once we get the GIS, or once we get QGIS, we're going to download QGIS information. We're going to go and through Redfin, and we're going to find exactly what county or what zip codes that you'll need in that county. Little lubrication for my throat. Okay, so once we find the zip codes in the city, we'll go to the magic bullet, which is the NC1 map. And in this NC1 map, It's basically a big map, and you can click on all the different counties, and then you can download the whole GIS information. So we'll download the file, we'll upload the file into QGIS, we'll export it out into Excel, and then from there you can scrub the data however you want it. If you want to look for land, if you want to look for houses, if you want to look for commercial buildings, if you want to look for trailer parks, if you want to look for manufactured homes, you can do all of that coming through this system. So let's get started. So let's go to download QGIS. So we go to QGIS, and basically you go here to download. And I've already downloaded this, so it says to donate. You can skip this and just go to download. So again, I'm not advocating for this at all. I use it. So if it breaks your system, don't blame me. It's here. I've used it. It's great. I've used it. I used it for Apple, or I used it for an iMac, Apple, products. Never had an issue, but I've never ran it through Windows, so I'm not sure. But you got a version for Mac, you got a version for Windows, either or. So download the application, and then once it's downloaded, open. We don't have to open it yet. Just you have it downloaded. So that's the next step. So you've downloaded that. So now we're going to go to Redfin. If you don't know what Redfin is, I really don't know what Redfin is. It's Zillow. It's basically there. People upload houses. It's the MLS data. It's a easy way for you to find houses in MLS. Redfin basically allows you to download. Like you can do searches in there, and you can actually download that data. So let's go to Redfin. Sorry, am I going too fast? I don't know. All right, so here we are in Redfin. Let's go to North Carolina. Go, North Carolina. Okay, so here it's going to give you this weird page, and it wants you to go into your different cities. So if you go into buy, we can just go for recently sold. That'll give you houses and land depending on what's been sold. All right, so now that we're in Redfin, I'm going to show you some really cool things that you can do. So what we need to do is, if you look, to be said, Charlotte is an oversaturated market in North Carolina. There is a ton of people moving here. I don't even know the numbers. The numbers are crazy high. I think it's the third largest city in the United States as far as growth right now. It is booming. That being said, it's very hard to find property that you can make a deal on because it is so saturated and it's so expensive. So what you have to do is kind of look around Charlotte, look around all the counties that surround Charlotte, because Charlotte is like using its tentacles, and it's like, and it's going out and it's finding new places. So all these tentacles are going out, and it's spreading because people can't afford Charlotte, so they go to, so they're spilling over into these other counties. So now if you look in these other counties, you can find some deals, but then as that's getting more saturated, you got to go further and further out. But your certain counties, even though it's growing, there's certain pockets to where a lot of people are purchasing land or houses, and so you want to figure out, we'll say just land. So land, for an example, you would look for builders who are actually looking for land and seeing where they're building. So right now, what you can do in this, you can go. Let's go to one of the counties that surround Charlotte. Let's go to Union County, which Union County is. Let's see. Union County is right next door. So in Union County, you can see how all of that green. See how it's like pushing up pushing up close to Charlotte, and the further away you go, you see less building. So what you can do is, if you go into your filters, let's just check. Well, we'll do for everything, and we'll do. Let's see. Where it go? Where it go? Where it go? Well, we can do time on Redfin. Let's do 60 days of things being sold. And this will give you kind of a, it's still around that area. So then what we can do is, if we go to filters, and I think you can do built by, or built, year built. So you can say 2024. Still, all the new homes there are still close to Charlotte here. And it's kind of spread out, kind of all over the place there. But there's a place called Monroe. You can see that it kind of angles around Charlotte. So to actually figure out where those zip codes are, what you can do is we can go down here, and you can download all. So now that I've downloaded it, what you can do is if you go into your Google Drive, you can go to where you downloaded it. All right, so in our downloads we have this. So let's go to our Google Drive, and basically I just want to drag this over and drop it into there. So it's 11:06:14. I think I've done this before because I was doing some testing on it to make sure that it works. So let's see, 11. So right here. So then we'll open this in Google Sheets. So once you open it up in Google Sheets, it basically it tells you the location of all the properties that have been sold. So if we go to zip code here, and then if we go to view data, data, custom stats. So see the bar graphs here? Those are the ones that have been sold, like the zip codes that have been sold the most. So if once we download the NC1 map, the GIS information for Union County, you can target land, houses, and other things. Well, this would mainly be for land because this is stuff that's been built. So in 2024. So basically you'd be looking for land in those zip codes, and you'd be able to send postcards out, cold calling, whatever you need to do for those postal codes. So it looks like 28173 and 28110. So those would be land locations for that. So now that we've downloaded that, let's go to, let's see, what's the next thing on our agenda? So we found the county, and we found the zip codes. We found the city that we want to find stuff in. So now let's go to the NC www.nc1mat.gov. Let's go there. Okay. So once this loads, okay, it loaded. Okay, so let's go to data projects, and then you go down to parcels. This is really, really cool, because if you struggled with list, this is it. So check this out. So there's 100 counties in North Carolina. And the information from the NC1 map pulls information from the data from the counties. So all you have to do on any of these counties here is, let me move my face. So here, Orange County, Randolph County. So we're looking for Union County. So there's Union County. They uploaded it 5/13/2025. So it's in May 13th, 2025. That data, that's the most up-to-date data that the GIS has. Now, a lot of houses have been sold after May, and where that data is in the Registry of Deeds. They just haven't updated the GIS information to get that information. So it is behind, but if you look down at the bottom down here, it says time since last update, and it gives you kind of highlights, different colors. So the red is like 6 months they haven't updated it. Green is 0 to 2 months. So dark green anyway. The lighter green 2 to 4 months, which is, and then you got yellow here. That's anyway. So if you're looking for Union County, but you can see Charlotte is in Mecklenburg County. So you got Cabarrus County, you got Rowan County, you got Iredell County, Catawba County, Lincoln County, Gaston County, and then it kind of goes from there. So you could also look on Zillow as well. So one thing we haven't done is to go to Zillow, and Zillow will you can use the same type techniques that I showed you how to find land in Redfin, finding out which is the most, the best place to look. So what we're going to do is we're going to download these parcels. Now, it's going to give you every single parcel in Union County. That includes banks, railroads, cell towers, commercial buildings. It includes everything. So once we get it down to an Excel level, then I can show you how to scrub the list. So before I had you download QGIS. Let's go into QGIS. Let me close this out here. Oh, it's asking me. I'll just start with you. So, okay. So, we're going to go into QGIS. And you just downloaded the Union County information. So here's the Union County file, the folder. So once you downloaded the Union County folder from NC1 map or any other county that you're looking for, you're going to see all these different files here. Basically, all you're looking for is a parcel. You can either do parcel poly ship. The extension has to be .shp to work in this program. The other stuff works too, but to get the Excel, that's what you need. So what we're going to do is let's go into NC. We'll just double click that. Boom. So it updates. So this is Union County. So it gives you every parcel in Union County. Now some people will be like, that's overkill. It all depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for land, you're looking for houses, you're looking for commercial. You're looking for storage information where you can store lumber, plumbing, you can park trucks under power lines. There's a lot of places that you're not thinking of. You're just thinking of residential houses, and that's fine. But as you grow in your land development, you can start looking for storage facilities. There's a new Amazon just is putting a $10 billion data center in Hamlet, North Carolina. So look for land all around Hamlet. And yeah, so this allows you to find commercial property, find everything. It's a good thing and a bad thing because it's huge. So what you want to do is right click and you open attributes table. This basically will show you what the table looks like in Excel. So it gives you the land value, and every GIS is different. So if you've ever gotten GIS information, you know that it all depends on the county. So it basically gives you a mailing address for the person that lives there. It also gives you the parcel number, and it gives you the appraisal value, deed. It gives you a lot of information. So that's the information that you want. So now you right click on that file, and then once you click on the file, you go to export, save as feature. Name it and you can just do the date or whatever you want. And okay. So down at the bottom you see it's converting from the .shp, whatever extension that is. And sometimes you do get an error like this. Just right click it on it again, export it. It's probably there. It just sometimes tells you. Just let's make sure I'm putting it in the right spot. We'll just put it in my downloads, and we'll just go. Okay. So now it's thinking again. Hopefully this time it'll work. You can do it. Cha-cha-cha. It's thinking. That's a good thing. If it went really fast like it did last time, it fails. But again, it's open source software, so it's free. It's a free software. And a lot of times if you're from other states and other counties, you can actually go to the county website and look for data download. A lot of times for data download, you're going to see .shp extensions for these counties. And once you find it, you know what you can open it with now. You can open it with QGIS. I think there's a whole lot of parcels in this county, and it's taken a long time. Okay, now it's through. Now, we'll go ahead and we'll open up, we'll go ahead and put this into, I'm going to go over here. I ain't playing around with it. So let's go to Google Drive. So it downloaded it here. So I'm going to just drop it into here. It's going to upload. And the good thing about using Google Sheets, if you are scrubbing the list as opposed to Excel, you can have people that you either hire in the Philippines as virtual assistants or virtual assistants in your house, like your daughter, your son, whoever it is, to basically they can take this list for you and you can pay them to scrub it. Or you can take this list and you can have it professionally done. Instead of buying a list from somewhere, you make your own list. You know exactly what you're getting, and you're not paying 8 cents, 10 cents on data that might be old. You know, this depends on where you're getting it from. Okay, sometimes it don't know why it. Okay, let's just do this. We'll just open with Google Sheets. Now, in our agenda here, where are we? We have downloaded the file. We opened it in QGIS. We exported the data to Excel. So we're going to be looking at scrubbing data. And scrubbing the data basically, okay, so you know that you can go to North Carolina. You can get any list you want for the whole county. Cool. So now, now you can extract that data. You got it down. Now you just need to scrub it. Free. I've given you everything for free. The software is free. I didn't make it, but it's still free. It's free training. So it doesn't cost you anything to do this. If you've got Google Sheets, it doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to put it in Excel unless you just are you want to put it in Excel because of whatever you want it, whatever reason. So got it. So now when you have these lists, what you want to do is I usually just take this right here and I'll freeze. Just gotta move my face out of the way. I want to freeze the top. I can never remember where this. Okay, freeze. Row 1. So I want to freeze row 1 so I can do that without it moving around. Okay. Now let's move this up here. No. That's not what I want to do. Okay, so usually, there's a whole lot of information here. It gives you so much information. You don't need all of this. So a lot of times, if it's blank all the way through, I just take these, just clean it up. This is part of scrubbing. This transaction date is the date that you pulled the data down. You don't need that. So structure year, yes, you need that. I'll show you in a minute why. Some things you don't need. Like this doesn't have any information in it. Well, it does. It does have the book and the page number, but you can find that anywhere else. But for now, you can leave it blank. Let's just delete that column. And you have all these columns here. We're just cleaning up the data right now. We haven't done anything special. Why am I going to find a column? Okay. Just delete this. Delete this. Now, yes, it is more trouble doing this than just buying a list. But do you really want to get a list that everybody else is getting? You can custom build your lists in some programs, but again, where are they getting that data from? And plus, it's going to cost you either for the program, and this is actually a way to say you're not sure if you actually want to do land or houses. You just want to get a list and you want to mail out and just see what happens. And I'm telling you, once you mail out lists the way I'm showing you, you're going to have people calling you. And then you're going to freak out because then you don't know what to do. What happened to me. Anyway. Okay. So we're going to add a column here. We're going to insert a column to the right. And I just usually put offer. Now, this being said, you don't have to do this. I go through sometimes and just go line by line, go through and make sure that there's no landlocked properties. The houses are still there, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so you have this huge list, and let's see how big it is. Let's see if we go all the way down. What we got? Oh, shoot, slow down. We're up at around 11,000. Golly. Okay. Yeah. Hey, what happened there? Okay. So you're around 111,000. Is that right? Dang. No wonder that thing was taking a long time. So there's a lot of blank space here. There's a lot of stuff you can delete out. So if you get this list and you're like, okay, I just want to look. I'm just starting out and I just want to look for land. Okay, cool. I'll show you a trick. You come over here and you look up structure year. You can either look up structure year or structure. Now, If there's a structure on it, it'll say yes. It'll have a Y. It'll say yes. If it's doesn't have a structure, it'll say no. So that way you know which is a land, which is house. You know. You can also use structure year. If the structure year says 0, more than likely there's never been a house on it. But I usually use structure yes or no just because there may have been a house on it, and I mean, you know, I just use that. It's easier instead of trying to figure out year, because there could have been a house there in 1950, but now that's no longer there. That's just the year it was put on there. Either or. Now the cool thing is, other thing is that you see state. So right here we can do a filter, and let's filter this, and we can say okay, so that, I don't know why that's there, because it's every parcel is in North Carolina. You want the mailing state, not the street. I don't know, street, state. I don't know. Anyway, I hope all this makes sense. I hope what I'm showing you makes sense. If it doesn't, leave something in the comments saying you made terrible training. I don't understand it, but I hope I am. So M state, which stands for mailing state, but every GIS data information is going to be totally different. But M state, what's that stand for? Well, that's mailing, your mailing state. So we're going to put a filter on this, and we want to take out blanks, and we also want to take off North Carolina. Say okay. Now you've got everybody that has property located in Union County, North Carolina, that live out of state. Their mailing address is out of state. So now you've gotten a free list, you've gotten some free software, and now you got this cool thing to where now you've got all of this data, and all of it is vital. It's very good information, because now you're targeting people who own property in North Carolina, in Union County, that live out of state. So more than likely they've either been willed the property, they lived there at some point in time, and then they decided, I'm going to move. And now it's a burden to them now, because now they've got this land sitting over here, a house, and they're paying taxes on this. They don't live in a state, so they'd be more likely to sell their property. So then you target those people. And let's see how many people did we delete. So you want to scrub this list till it's still like 70, 80,000. So now we want to get down further and further in our lists. So a lot of times you'll see a sell date. Let me see if this GIS has a sell date. Sell date. So in your sell date information, what you can do is we'll run it from oh shoot, didn't mean to do that. Let me see if I can do boop. Yeah, okay. So we also, so you can do let's see if we can do A to Z. So now, well, let's do it the other way. Okay, so the sell date information's from 2014, which doesn't make sense. Yeah, there's some 2021s in there. Why is that weird? Anyway, so you can see where it starts. Let's go down to yeah. I saw some 2021s in there. So what you'll have to do is we'll be able to get, so you can do some things in Google Sheets, but basically you want to get out the cell data to where you don't want like 2025, you don't want 2024, you don't want 2023. You want to at least give 5 to 10, well, depending on what you're looking for. You could, if you're looking for land, You don't want land that's been sold right away, and you don't want land that's been bought within, say, the past 5 years. So you go through your data and look for data like, say, 2015 and below. That's where you're looking for land or houses, depending on what you're looking for. Yeah, and that's it. And then, so to scrub the data, it sometimes you can. I'll leave a link below to a company that will do that for you. Will do all of this for you. You get the list, and they'll process it and scrub it however you want it to scrub. They'll take out the. For me, I leave the LLCs in commercial. Some people will take that out, but if you're looking for land, even buildings, I leave buildings in because mainly I do land, but I found commercial buildings. I find all kind of stuff. So I do everything. It's a lot harder, but if you're going to target for land, you can just do a list like this. Like you can go here and say structure, no structure. Where is it? Where to go? Yeah, right here. Structure, yes. So if you go down here, you're going to see there's some no's in there. So if you're just looking for land, so if I do this and I just do a filter, once I do all my other filters, get them all scrubbed out, then just look for anything that has a no in it in my structure. I know it's land. I know it's not raw land, it's just vacant land. There could have been a house on there. It doesn't give you anything for raw land. And raw land is basically, they've never been a house on it, never been any septic tank, well, water taps, anything like that. So I hope this has been educational to you. I hope this works. In the future, let me know in the comments if you're struggling with this. I can do some more videos and show you how to do and find lists for free because that's what I do. I don't like paying for a list when I know I can build it myself. So subscribe and hit the like button. And till next time, let's get it.